You know, God gave us five senses: seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and feeling. And all of that is to protect us and to keep us safe. And I don't see well or hear well. Sometimes these hands don't feel well. Because of radiation in my throat, I don't taste well, but I can smell. And I think when the Lord takes away one, He increases the other. So I can smell really good. And I smell the coffee every morning, and I smell the bacon in the air fryer, and I know when it's ready just by the way it smells. Yesterday we had a light bulb to burst in the chandelier over this table, and we smelled the electricity in it, and I smelled the roses in the house. I went to buy roses the day before Valentine's. Not a good day to buy roses, but after about 4 tries, I found some I could afford. Costco's were $17, and I probably should have got those, but I thought I could find them cheaper, and I did at Sprouts. They were $15. Kroger's were $22, and one place where they were already arranged, the arrangements were $100. But I found some pink and lavender at Sprouts for $15, and they were sweet smelling, and I enjoyed giving them away after I used them on the tables. It's always a blessing to get to do that. And you know, I have one of those little carriage lamps that has a pod for perfume or on top of a carriage, and the light bulb underneath heats that wax and makes a wonderful smell. Well, the other day I got tangled up in that cord and pulled that thing over on me. I was kneeling, getting a book out of a drawer, and that hot wax fell on my shoulder and my back. And luckily, I had on that purple velvet top, which is thick, so the wax did not hurt me, but it ruined my top. And somebody told me to put it in the freezer, and I did that, and I still can't get the wax off of it. If you know how to do that, please let me know. You know, I have a picture upstairs of 5 little kittens depicting the 5 senses: seeing, feeling, tasting, smelling, hearing. And if I'd learned them in the right order. But my daddy won that picture when he was about 12 years old, selling seeds from door to door. And it was in a pretty gold frame. I'll show it to you someday. It is just a treasure for me to see that, know that my daddy was out trying when he was young. And you know, I have this perfume. I've been using Galore by Germain Montilla for 60 years. And when I was using it, it lasted a long time. It was not cheap, but it wasn't ridiculous. And now when you try to buy it on eBay, it is bottles that have it left over in them and copies of it, and they're like $200. But I found this one. Lauren and I were investigating, and Lauren gave me this sweet smell. And do you know that I put it on before I make a video every day? I know you can't smell it, but I can, and I love the smell of it. This morning, I had an experience I wanted to share. I was out of insulin. I knew I was getting out of insulin, so I called Walgreens several days ago and asked them to renew my prescription. And they would tell me that they had ordered it, but it was delayed, and then it was ordered, and it was delayed. Finally, today, I called a lady, and I said, "What do I do about this?" And she said, "Well, you need to call another Walgreens and find somebody that has it. We can't get any." So I called the Walgreens at Shelby Drive and Axe Cross, which is not too far from my house. And the lady said the same thing. "You need to call Walgreens and find out who has some." Well, since I'd been given that instruction twice, I called the one on Winchester and Axe Cross, which is not too far from Forest Hill. So that lady should be given a bonus and a raise. She was fantastic. She said, we don't have it, but we have a computer that tells us what Walgreens does have it in stock. And I will find that for you. And if you will give me your phone number, then you won't have to wait for me to do that because I'm going to be put on hold. And I'll call you back and tell you where to go. Oh, I thanked her profusely. I was amazed after the two I'd had that kind of blew me off. This lady was so very helpful. And a few minutes later, she called and said it was at Goodman Road and Craft Road in Olive Branch. And I said, do I need to call the doctor and tell him to send that prescription? She said, we've taken care of that for you. It will be ready by 3 o'clock. Oh, I was so grateful to her. She was a sweet aroma in my life. I was so thankful for somebody like that the Lord had sent to help me. And it was the Lord. You know, all these things that happen bad are the devil, and all these things that happen good are the Lord. And the Lord blesses us. Paul says in the Bible, and the Bible is full of aroma, odor, fragrances, smells, you know, sweet smells to your nostrils. It is in the Song of Solomon and many other books in the Bible. But Paul said that we are a sweet aroma to the Lord if we tell others what the Lord means to us. I hope you'll do that today. God bless you today.